Today's Wednesday, November 18, 2015, and you're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show. The Elevator Radio Show is a proud supporter of the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation. To find out how you can make a difference, visit their website today at www.eesf.org.
You're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show, a weekly program dedicated to covering news and information on elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. Produced in the wee hours of the morning, a new show is uploaded every Wednesday, sometimes even before you get out of bed. Listen to some of the comments sent in from our audience.
Rob from New York writes, Tom, are you f***ing insane? You actually get up at 2 a.m. each Wednesday to put this show out? Man, you must love elevators. Tim from Illinois writes, I'm not sure why I listened, but ever since I tuned into the first show back in 2007, I've been addicted. Matt in Texas writes, I like your safety messages, Tom. It's important to remember them each and every day. And he also adds, when am I going to win the monthly prize pack giveaway? Ron from California sent this in. Despite your inability to pronounce words in the English language, I tune in each week and am glad that you offer this service to the industry. It's better than Google News alerts. Sarah from Washington writes, love the show, Tom, and look forward to it each week. I'm glad I signed up for the newsletter. You provide a valuable resource for the industry, not only for North America, but worldwide.
Enjoy the show. And now, here's your sleep-deprived host, Tom Seibert.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It is good to be here this Wednesday morning, where I appear to be having some computer issues, but I think we are beyond them as of right now, which is good. All right, so where do we start? Man, I'd like to start off by saying, obviously, my personal and deepest empathy and sympathy go out to the people of France and Paris who were directly affected by the terrorist attacks that occurred just a few days ago. They were just awful and horrific. And between those and the shootings and killings and, all that stuff just makes me lose faith to some degree in mankind and wonder how people could get so screwed up that they feel that that's their destiny as human beings on Earth. And it is just awful. What concerned me more about those attacks was that how easy it was for them to have implemented them and that it could happen pretty much anywhere. So, no one is safe. No one is immune. You can put up as many walls as you want or keep people out of your country. But at the end of the day, it's a serious, significant issue and threat that we are all dealing with as a world. And if we don't, band together as one and fight evil where evil is at, then we will not see, significant changes in the squashing of these radical people who are killing innocent people. So, I don't want to get political on this whole thing, but more importantly, just note that the entire world is supporting you, France and Paris, and obviously wanting to do whatever we can to help minimize the chance of anything like this happening in the future. And I can say in all honesty that, when we heard the news about the attacks that were occurring or that had occurred, it was like, man, you just couldn't believe what was happening, if it was ever going to end. And it was very similar to when 9/11 occurred here in the United States. So hopefully we can make some progress so that our children and our children's children in the future can look back at this time and realize that the efforts made a significant difference. That's what I hope that we see happen in the future. So, yeah, just terrible. Obviously, city supporting the French people with obviously the lighting in the image that's shown on the show notes. And obviously, we all keep you in our thoughts and prayers as you deal with during this difficult time. It's just unbelievable. So, anyway, this show is actually going to be shorter, not as much content on the program today, but there were some serious stories that I encourage you to share because they are terrifying and frightening, and Hopefully we can get some good commentary that will help many of us who might see equipment like this make it safer. So we'll get into that in a little bit. Next week is Thanksgiving for those of us in the United States, not in Canada, unfortunately. You already had your Thanksgiving, where we, as I noticed in the as I have, oh my gosh, I am tired. As I have mentioned in the past, not mentioned, Thanksgiving is one of my favorite, bestest holidays. I know that's not a word, but I don't care. And the reason is because it's not commercial. The retailers have not figured out a way of trying to commercialize Thanksgiving or pushing Thanksgiving in summer as they have with Christmas, and Christmas has just become so commercialized in today's world. It just drives me absolutely nuts and bonkers. When you're looking at Christmas decorations and trees at Home Depot in October, that is way too early, and it's really upsetting that to me personally, maybe most people don't care, that date is being pushed further and further back. I mean, or into summer and before, because it truly loses the significance of the season. So anyway, all right, enough of my soapbox. But next week, as all over the place, next week there may or may not be a show. Wednesday is our last day of work before headed into the holiday, and actually I'm driving that night, headed up to northern Wisconsin with my niece to go be with my family for Thanksgiving, which I cannot wait to do. But we're leaving like at 5, right after work. So between fighting traffic and the 7.5 hour drive, coming in the morning at 2:30 is not going to be good for driving. So if I can put a show together on a Tuesday afternoon, I'll definitely do that, or evening before headed on to the holiday. But most likely that week is not that busy in terms of content. So for some reason or another, if there's not enough content and there's not enough stuff going on, I'm just not going to do anything whatsoever. We will do the prize pack giveaway the first week in December when we do return. So that's that. As always, send your email comments to elevatorradioshow@gmail.com. Got quite a few that did not want to be shared, which is totally cool. Again, I don't share any emails that do not want to be shared. Just let me know that's the case. Or if you want to be anonymous, it's easy enough to assign your name as Homer Simpson. I've done it before, and I've done it in the past. So keep that in mind. So anyway, up next is into it in just a moment. And should have you out in no time.
Let this week's news stories give you a lift on what's happening in the vertical transportation arena. Each news segment is organically dug and fresh with news stories of the week. Got lift? If not, stay tuned.
Okay, first news article of the program, and I'm still getting used to kind of this email or the website layout. Hitting close to our industry, Farmington Patch is reporting that an Otis elevator employee was killed in the Paris attacks. It was confirmed it was a man and his wife, which is awful. And again, just goes to show you how close to home this hits. I mean, it's close. When you have someone in your industry that's directly affected, that's pretty significant. So obviously our thoughts and prayers go out to his family and obviously Otis as they deal with, this terrible news. So, dismiss. And then when I read that, I was like, oh my gosh, not good at all. Next news article, another terrible story. Apparently a 4-year-old dies in school elevator in Hyderabad. I believe this is in Sri Lanka. 4-year-old girl died after getting stuck in the elevator of her school on Tuesday morning. Apparently it was a nursery student was being taken by her teacher from the ground floor to the 3rd floor. When she fell, her leg reportedly slipped through the grill door and her head got... Ugh. You know, this morning as I was online looking for more information on this, somebody has the video posted of this. I mean, they've got the little girl's face all blurred up, but it's awful. I can't believe people would post this stuff, and it's just terrible. And, I mean, obviously we do have listeners that are in other countries, and all I can say is that, man, if you do not have any kind of lift code or elevator code or anything that dictates safety, man, I do not want to ride on any device that's in your country. probably not any automobiles. I may not even want to go to your country. So, as many of us may not want government to get involved in everything we do, on the flip side, we want safety to be a number one priority. And I'm grateful that we have a government that at least looks and wants equipment, here in the United States to be safe. So, it's just not good at all. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Okay, next news article, WYFFchannel4.com in South Carolina. The article that we talked about last week where the Gaffney woman fell down an elevator shaft and was killed. More information in this news article states that November 7th, actually that's when the accident occurred. This is a tragic accident. Ray Gilmore fell down an elevator shaft at the Black Horse Antiques on East Frederick Street. Authorities said Gilmore was on the first floor of the business, planned to take the elevator to the second floor, did not realize the elevator was already on the second floor when he stepped in an open shaft. She tumbled 14 feet to her death. According to SCLLR spokeswoman Leslie Kudelka, the elevator has not been inspected since South Carolina first adopted an elevator code in 1986. Huge sigh right there. And I'm sure we'll learn more about this. Our investigation has found that the elevator was never inspected, never registered after the law passed, wrote. Again, so this information is a little conflicting. They note that it wasn't registered after the law was passed. Although was it inspected ever? I don't know. It's apparently the elevator was built in the 1940s. They're trying to figure out how Gilmore was able to open the door and fall into the shaft when the elevator was on the upper floor. Okay, so was the elevator maintained? Probably not. I'm just assuming here, but if the elevator was maintained according to what's required by code, at least some type of periodic or inspected for that matter, it wouldn't have happened, right? Man, awful. And this is the reason why you want our government to get involved and make sure equipment's safe. Again, no matter what side of the coin you're on with that, and I know there's some stupid stuff that government gets involved with. You're just like, are you kidding me? You're going to regulate how long my shoelaces need to be? Trust me. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on the nonsense and the stupidity that our government gets involved with. But at the same time, these kind of accidents should not be happening. Elevators should not, or lift devices should not be hidden or not be part of some type of inspection database. And 1986, you're talking 30, how many years is that? So 96. You're talking like 25 years almost. That's a hell of a long time not to be in some database or not to be touched or looked at or whatever. And as a contractor or a maintenance company or a mechanic or whatever, inspector, I'm just going to put it on the contractor level. I have dealt with many contractors, okay, more than I like to admit, that literally are just not, are putting Band-Aids on fixing equipment, are not doing it right, are basically, turning the other side of the, turning the other cheek when there's issues that are there. And the excuse of there's not enough time or we're not making enough money is just bull, crap. Do the job right, do it well, and let's prevent these things from happening. If you've got a client or customer that has an elevator that is deemed unsafe to you or a mechanic, or it's brought to your attention, document it, put it in writing, send it to the elevator owner or the building owner so that they know they want to fire you, they can fire you. It's a reality. I tell people all the time on the phone who call up and say, hey, I want to buy a part. I'm fixing my own elevator, or I'm fixing, this is before I even know they're an end user or they're somebody, and I just cringe. I'm like, you know what? You're going to kill yourself, and I don't want to be involved with that whatsoever. Call your elevator company, a local one, to get in there and do the job right. But it's so expensive. You know what? What's more expensive? Going through some litigation lawsuit, your insurance premiums going up, or is it best just to hire an elevator contractor to come out there and do the job right and fix it? Okay, this is not, elevators are not fix it by yourself kind of deals. It's not like trying to fix a faucet. It's nothing like that at all. So You're going to kill yourself, and you're going to kill somebody else in the meantime. I don't care if you're good with electricity or whatever. Okay, next article. Man pleads guilty to elevator assault. Man, apparently an ASU elevator gentleman was at ArizonaCentral.com is reporting. Oh, gosh, survey questions. Apparently, a former Arizona State University student has pleaded guilty to aggravated assault in September 2013 attack. That's a long time ago. Of another student at an off-campus apartment complex. I'm glad they didn't go through the hoistway doors, but man, must be a slow news day in Arizona. I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Which is fine. But yeah. Next news article, man injured after falling down elevator shaft. This occurred in Prospect Park, South Brooklyn, reported by Channel 2, CBS New York News. And let's see here. Brooklyn man was seriously injured Monday after trying to escape an elevator that had become stuck and falling down the shaft. Yeah, hey people, here's a test for you. Where's the best place for you to stay if the elevator is stuck? Where? In the elevator. Ding, 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 ding. Yes. Don't try to get out. Don't try to get out at all. Those who live in the building said the accident could have been prevented. Yeah, you know how it could have been prevented? It could have been prevented if the guy stayed in the elevator. But there are more serious issues. Says there have been situations when you get in the elevator and it's actually like a foot below the landing. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, more issues in New York, which makes one wonder, are they going to make any headway on licensing elevator mechanics or what? What are we going to do here? We're going to include, have two different unions, one that has electricians in it, one that has elevator people. What's the deal with that, So, again, don't send your hate mail to me. I'm just throwing that question out there. Just throwing it out there. Okay, next news article, another accident involving an over-the-side escalator. Apparently a 2-year-old boy was severely injured after he accidentally fell from his mother's lap while getting down from an escalator in the shopping mall. What? Oh, from a shopping escalator. Anyway, so I think there's just some kind of translation issue here. Accidentally fell from his mother's lap while getting down from an escalator in a shopping mall in the city on Saturday night. Anyway, scary. It may not have been over the side, but still an accident we don't really want to hear about or report on. Again, this is coming from the Hindu news source in India. And again, it's just one of those deals where you're in a country where may not understand or realize what could happen. Okay, police search for a man who punched another in the face. The beauty of the internet and the beauty of online or videos or whatnot. The LBC.co in the UK has a photo here of somebody who was seen getting off of an escalator after he punched some other person in the face. What the hell's wrong with people? Anyway, I'm sure they'll get this guy. Somebody's going to recognize him, and when they do, he's screwed. Maybe think twice the next time you think about doing something like this. That's my advice to you. Okay, apparently a volleyball player was hurt when he slipped and fell in an elevator. Not quite sure what else happened with this. Since my kids play volleyball, Volleyverse has a report. He dislocated his shoulder when he slipped and fell in the elevator Monday night in Russia, Konstanta. So, it's a pretty significant fall, but I have a feeling this dude is pretty tall. So sometimes the taller they are, the harder they fall, as is typically the case. All right, next news article. If you're interested in the elevators and escalators market for 2015 through 2019 for the low price of some expensive number, you can buy it. PR Newswire reporting that in London, elevators and escalators report has been released. What's covered in the report, and this is kind of a report that covers other countries as well. But what I thought was interesting here, some of the specific notes or keynotes of it talked about the key vendors, the key other prominent vendors, which I'm not sure that some of these are actually prominent vendors or not, to be honest with you, but they say they are, so what do I know? I'm only working in the U.S. market. But one of the two items they talk about market challenges, one was expensive raw materials, and then that was it, actually. Also trends for MRLs and a full detailed list of other things. You can go ahead and click on that. Let's see how much this thing costs. I think it's like $475. Oh, $2,500. I apologize. I was incorrect. All right, $2,500. And it kind of centers just mainly on, the majors out there, more so than, which most of them do, because in other countries there aren't too many of the independent contractors out there. So, okay, next news article. I think we have a couple more. Hey, the Chicago Elevator Association is on December 5th, 2015. If you want to get signed up for that, click on the link in the show note or go to ce-online.org. That's a Wednesday, remember, and always a great crowd for that. Always great to see people who come in from out of town. Just as a reminder, the Chicago Elevator Association is not meeting in January because A, it's cold, and B, it's cold, and C, it's right after New Year's, which is a tough meeting to fill. So those are my reasons. Could be wrong. And then we kick back up in February. Let's see, our next news article. This is a great one, and this is something that I talk to my dad about all the time. Forbes.com has a really good article talking about how basically how apprenticeship will save the American economy. And I got to agree with apprenticeship programs in general. There used to be a time, how many of you out there, and I think most of us are old enough to remember taking taking drafting in grade school or high school. Let's see here. Actually, in grade school, I took home economics, where I learned how to cook, clean, not clean, but sew, just stuff like general life stuff. Well, not everybody is cut out for college, and the reality is there's some great, awesome career choices out there where you can seriously make some great money. So I agree. I think apprenticeship programs are totally overlooked 9 times out of 10. And it's a great way of becoming, of getting a job. If you don't want to go to college and basically, spend X amount of dollars for that, to perhaps maybe get a job in the field that you got a degree in. So I think apprenticeship programs are great. I wish there were more technical schools that filled this niche. There might be more than I think. I know that the elevator union is very tight in how it accepts applications. So some industries are better than others, but there are quite a few different programs out there where you can really make some good money and where there are shortages. So check that out. Link is in the show notes. They're not always the most glamorous jobs in the world, but still a good paying job is something that you can really look at. So I talked to a young lad over the weekend about his career choices, and he just said, "I'm not cut out for college. I want to fix bikes for a living." So I'm like, good for you. Don't know if there's a lot of money in that, but we'll find out if there is or not. So, but again, yeah, college is not for everybody, and I know more than a few people that have gone to college that are not working in the field that they're in. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Last news article or a video of the show. I want to play this for you because it's pretty funny. And the post to this is what elevator owners or building owners hear when you tell them that their elevator is actually is shut or is broken. So listen to this. I think you'll enjoy it.
At Rockwell Automation's world headquarters, research has been proceeding to develop a line of automation products that establishes new standards for quality, technological leadership, and operating excellence. With customer success as our primary focus, work has been proceeding on the crudely conceived idea of an instrument that would not only provide inverse reactive current for use in unilateral phase detractors, but would also be capable of automatically synchronizing cardinal gram meters. Such an instrument comprised of Dodge gears and bearings, Reliance electric motors, Allen Bradley controls, and all monitored by Rockwell software is Rockwell Automation's Retro Encabulator. Now basically, the only new principle involved is that instead of power being generated by the relative motion of conductors and fluxes, it's produced by the modial interaction of magnetoreluctance and capacitive diractance. The original machine had a base plate of prefamulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the two spurving bearings were in a direct line with a panometric fam. The lineup consisted simply of 6 hydrocoptic Marsal vanes, so fitted to the ambifacient lunar wane shaft that side fumbling was effectively prevented. The main winding was of the normal Lotus-O deltoid type placed in panendermic semi-boloid slots of the stator. Every 7th conductor being connected by a non-reversible Tremi pipe to the differential girdle spring on the up end of the gram meters. Moreover, whenever fluorescent score motion is required, it may also be employed in conjunction with a drawn reciprocation dingle arm to reduce sinusoidal depleneration. The retroencabulator has now reached a high level of development, and it's being successfully used in the operation of Milford trunnions. It's available soon wherever Rockwell Automation products are sold.
How do you like that? I can't tell if this is for real or what. I thought you'd enjoy that. That's a dingle. What was the dingle word again? I'm going to use that one. Dingle bat. I'm going to use that as a term. That's going to be my new word. Hey, dinglebat, what's up? What's up, dinglebat? Yeah, so anyway, Rockwell Automation obviously is a pretty major player in automation and all things electronic and whatnot. So, but I thought that was good. Okay, everybody, I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. Be safe. Remember next Thursday, be thankful for what you have, for your family, for your friends, no matter how hard life is. I'm certain that you can find something to be grateful for. So those of you traveling, be safe. Try not to get too stressed out, I should say. And we'll be back in either next week or the week after. So again, thanks for your time today. I'm thankful for all of you for listening, for being part of my my industry lift elevator family. And without you, I would not be who I am. So thank you very much. All right, have a great rest of the week. Be safe out there. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.